I got candles from your side to my side. I got silk sheets for this red special, no lights. I got roses to place in between your thighs. I got liquor and I'm a liquor with this ice. I got Jodeci, 112, H-Town, Maxwell, R. Kelly, and D'Angelo on my playlist tonight.
What's up, everybody? This is Tia Long with ByTiaLong.com and TheSource.com. I'm here with the very talented Eric Bellinger.
Thank you. How you doing?
Very good, thank you. I'm glad I'm here with you. Getting to talk to you about the Cuffin' Season album.
Thank you.
Get to know a little bit more about who Eric Bellinger is for the people that don't know.
Baby girl, you so thick and you look so sweet. I just wanna taste your peanut butter jelly while I'm feeling on your body, yaddy, yaddy. Oh, your body, yaddy, yaddy. While I'm feeling on your body, yaddy, yaddy. Oh, with you, wally, wally, wally.
So Cuffin' Season is coming out in July. So now maybe, what, 7/10?
7/10, yeah, July 10th. I got iPod on shuffle out right now, just, to hold people over in the meantime, and, I'm excited about the album, man. I think people will love it.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. I mean, we love the rebirth. You started off, doing the Born to Sing volumes, and, if people have listened to you since then, what do you think that helped you in the evolution of, from those volumes to the rebirth till now? Like, what helped you?
I think, in the beginning, I was just, doing songs. I was just making music. Some of the songs I wrote for Usher, some of the songs I wrote for Trey Songz, and they didn't make his album.
Right.
And then I would just put it on Born to Sing, put it on a mixtape. But as of recently, I've figured out who Eric Bellinger is, the artist. So when people hear the songs, they're able to better identify with me, because I'm actually telling my story. These are my songs. These are my story. This is my life. So nowadays, when you hear the songs, it's Eric Bellinger. When you heard it before, it was just, these are good songs.
Yeah. And I'm sure, a lot of the songs you may have, given to Trey Songz, Chris Brown, all these people that you worked with, they probably were something that you wanted to keep for yourself too, but a job is a job, and at the end of the day, you do a great job at it. So, is there any specific song that maybe you thought, just throw some names out there, you thought maybe you should have kept that?
Not that I should have kept, because everything is like, songwriting is my cosign.
Okay.
A lot of people have other artists cosign them. They, I can name a million of the artists that are under somebody. But for me, it's all independent. It's all just, by ourselves. So the writing was the thing that, gave me leverage, because I was able to write songs for other people, and that was like my stamp. So, I look at it like those were, blessings, and those were opportunities to create more opportunities for me. So like, Fine China, Let Me See, those two songs are, of course, amazing songs, and I would have loved, to be the artist singing them. But until it's my time, I'm a realist, and I'm able to say, okay, these songs, it's a better look for them to be on these artists, and I'll get the credit, and then I'll put my stuff out.
Right. And how did you get your start? It just kind of seemed like you just popped them and was already writing songs on Fame. So it was like, where did all of this start for you?
Well, it definitely wasn't the case. I was writing a lot of songs that were just on the album. For example, I wrote number 9 on that album. I wrote number 6 on that album.
Okay.
And then once it got to the Chris Brown stuff, I was seasoned. I was getting better and better, and the songs were selected to be singles. And this game, it's a singles game. It's not really like, oh, I did number 19 on the album. Like, people might not even catch that. So I really try to focus in, and I made sure that the songs that I was writing were able to compete, with the songs on the radio. And then it got better. That's when I, came up with Your Favorite Song, and that was my goal, for every song to be people's favorite song.
Definitely. And I feel like you nailed that right on the head with the title and everything, because these songs are on radios across the nation. So just, we want to get kind of an idea. What did you do with your first royalty check?
Man, when I moved. I remember moving and getting a car. I was like, I'm moving, I'm out of here. And, I wanted a new car. I had like an older BMW at the time, and then I went and got a CLS. I got a Benz, and then I got a like apartment, 3-bedroom, in North Hollywood. them apartments ain't no joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can go to the South, and for what we pay in LA for an apartment, they paying for like mansions, you know what I'm saying, in Atlanta and all these different places. Yeah. So I got me a cool little spot though, with, you know, a nice whip to match.
Yeah. So what do you think the hardest transition was for you? You know, going from being behind the scenes, making all this money, and now you're right in the limelight, and you know you're building yourself as an artist more. So what do you think the hardest part about that transition is?
I think it's, you know, just my peers. You know, trying to convince my peers that I'm, you know, worthy of, you know, the same accolades that they're doing as far as performing at these different award shows and, you know, selling these albums. Because, you know, when people know you as something, whatever your first impression is, whatever they meet you, whatever they're introduced to you as, they kind of put you in a box, like, and they think, oh, that's what he is. He's a songwriter. He's always going to be a songwriter, you know, and it's up to you to prove to them that I'm more than just a songwriter or whatever, you know, whatever it may be. Because the fans, they know me for my music. Absolutely. You know, a lot of people know my music don't know that I wrote these songs. You know what I mean? So I look at it like, you know, I need to show these guys that I'm in the studio with, like, hey yo Usher, hey yo Chris, I'm doing my thing too. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's more so for the people behind the scenes.
Yeah, and I watched something with you a while back, and you were actually recording in the studio with Seven for Feel Me.
Yeah.
My favorite song.
Thank you.
And during that little video that you did, you pretty much said, you know, you were having like technical difficulties, and it was not going smoothly. But that's the songs that come out the best.
Because it's a challenge,
right?
You know, and that's with everything in life. Anything that comes easy is like, you don't even appreciate it. But what you work for, you know, you remember that moment when you couldn't get this to work or this to work, you know, and once you finally do, it just feels so much better, you know?
Right, and you're working with a lot of people on this album. You don't have Seven on it. I'm surprised, you know, you guys are like a perfect duo.
Yeah, no, I got her on one of the songs on part 2.
Oh,
so,
part
yeah,
two.
because it's a part 1 and a part 2 for the project.
Oh, and they're coming out
separately. You know, with the Rebirth, and it's the same formula. You know, I had the Rebirth was 32 songs total.
Right.
It was a double disc, and each CD had 16 and 16. Yep. So now Cuffing Season is part 1 and part 2, same way, 32 songs, 16 and 16. But I just don't want to overwhelm people. I feel like the attention span nowadays is a little bit not as you know, extensive. So I'm like, I'm gonna put out one of the discs, and then I'll put out another disc once I feel like, okay, now they're ready for it. But at least this time it won't be a wait because the project's done.
Okay, but you know what? I don't want you to cut it short. Like, I want you to give it all, because me personally, and I know a lot of other people that listen to your music and, you know, that are really good fans of yours, we're still listening to the Rebirth, like, religiously. Can you name some of the people that you're working with on the album?
Yeah, so I got a song on there with T-Boz from TLC. I flipped the Creep song that was, you know, the TLC original song. And it just made sense, you know. All my features, I don't just put, man. I don't be like, oh my God, I need a girl on this, or I need a guy on this, or I need a rapper. It's all a marriage. You know what I'm saying? I need the right artist, otherwise it won't make sense. So when I did the Creep, I put I put you know, T-Boz on it. And when I did what else? Turn Down For You, I put Tank on it, because everybody's like, turn down for what? Turn down for what? But I made a song called Turn Down For You, and Tank is, you know, he just had a baby. You know, he's with Cena. You know, like, they're doing their thing, so it made sense to put Tank on Turn Down For You. You know, I did another song called Cher. Cher is featuring a female artist by the name of Chase, who's out of Houston, Texas.
Okay.
And that song got the screw, it's slow, it's chopped. It's like, I gotta go to her, you know? And she's so amazing, even though she's not, you know, like, people would consider, oh, you should put that person on it. Yeah, but she's an incredible talent, you know? And I want her voice deserves to be heard just as much as anybody. She's incredible.
Absolutely. And I like that you know, the creative process with you is very genuine. You're very selective about everything you do. And so my question to you is that your, I guess you could say, is that your idea of trying to bring R&B back? Because I feel like right now, you know, everything's so generic, and, you know, people aren't really working hard. They're just trying to go with what's hot right now. So what's your plan? Because I'm counting on you. So what's your plan right now to, you know, bring R&B, classic R&B back?
Well, I mean, it's with Cuffing Season. You know, Cuffing Season is not traditionally something that you think summer.
Right.
Cuffing season is the winter, right? Cuffing season is it's cold outside. I need somebody to cuddle up with. I need a cuddle buddy, whatever. But I look at it like, I'm gonna drop cuffing season in the summertime because I don't look at love like it's supposed to be only seasonal. Like, oh, you should, that's when we're in love. Summertime's when we turning up. Nah. How about you get you one person that's special enough that's the only person you want to turn up with, And I understand, where the climate is. I understand where music is, but I'm not really chasing after just the fame. I don't care about that, Otherwise, I would have signed a deal to a major. I have plenty of labels calling. But I don't want the integrity of the music to get lost. I look at it like if I keep putting out this great music, that's all that matters. For the people because the people that are listening are the people that care. If otherwise they're like, we out here, and there's nothing against them. I just think that there is a lane for monogamy. I think there is a lane for love. And I feel like I'm here to fill that gap.
And I feel like that has a lot to do with where you're at right now in your life.
Exactly.
You just had a son. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Your beautiful relationship. It's amazing. To just see someone in the industry actually, want to flaunt, everything. You know what I mean? And then that's when you're happy, and I feel like that's what you're gonna bring with the cuffing season. So we're really excited.
Thank you.
710.
710.
710. Okay. So we'll look out for that.
Okay.
And everybody, make sure you get the album. It's coming out 710 Cuffing Season by Eric Bellinger.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. Part 1 and 2.
Yes.
So look out for that.
That's right. Thank you guys so much for having me.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right.
It's a whole lot of chicks in the living room getting it on, and they ain't leaving till 6 in the morning.